I want to say a rest in peace to Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. Um, and it's like I followed the guy in a way. You know, he was older, but I still was very aware of him because I used to live in Hampton, Virginia, and Sweet Pea was from Norfolk. And to see his rise to be a gold medalist, what he represented, coming from the tough streets of Norfolk, because back in the day, you coming from some areas, they were no joke, and he rose up and became a great champion. One of those guys that was, imagine Floyd Mayweather but with a hook, but a different era, different time, mind you. Um, was one of those guys that had charisma, had style about him, and was kind of taken for granted. And sometimes people thought, some of them may have thought he was hot dogging or whatever, but the guy could straight up fight. Because I tell you, he's been in two fights where he got robbed. The Jose Luis Ramirez fight back in the day, he won that fight. He went in there, he thumped old boy. And I know that these referees get paid off because it's been going on. Boxing was notorious for that. Other sports as bad as those figure skating back in '88, but I mean, he beat him. And it's like, you guys to be kidding. So if you just didn't think it could get any worse than that, you thought that, well, and he came back and he won. He avenged that so-called that decision. But then I fast forward to '93, and he fought the great Julio Cesar Chavez, who at the time was, you know, one of the best fighters pound for pound, so they said. And Julio Cesar Chavez had this reputation. Well, watch that fight. And let's just say it was home cooking in San Antonio. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't care how anybody takes it because it was home cooking. Because there's no way in the world that you tell me that Sweet Pea did not beat him that night. He put a textbook. Now, he didn't just beat him. He beat him textbook. It's like if you had a how-to for dummies how to beat Julio Cesar Chavez, Sweet Pea, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker gave you the blueprint. And again, another travesty, a decision. So the way he died was a travesty too, because being born in Norfolk and he got killed on that highway, which is very suspect. I don't know they're gonna say dark clothes and stuff, but I mean, come on now. It's very sad. And my thoughts and my prayers go out to his family and his friends and fans worldwide. The man was a great fighter and he was a great human being. Um, Touched a lot of people and was a cool dude. And this was very sad, devastating news upon hearing about it. And he's a boxing Hall of Famer, champion, and still to me somewhat underrated because he never got his full due as a great defensive all around fighter. But he was the real deal. He was the real deal. And there was a lot of bigger names and there was a lot of people to hype, but Sweet Pea Whitaker definitely belongs in the mix with a lot. And he will be missed. So I just want to take the time to give the brother a shout out. So rest in peace, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. I'm out. Feel free to leave those comments, those stars, hit the subscribe, hit the likes, give me your Sweet Pea stories if you have any, and where you think he ranks all time amongst the fighters and weight classes, etc. And when the bell rings, it's a new video. Rest in peace, Sweet Pea.